Yo, 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 what's up? This your boy Fast coming at you with another one. When I was doing that with Bear, it was only supposed to be temporary because I just wanted to build my store up and make sure that I had food and stuff to last me for a minute. I didn't want to try to be the biggest dude in there or anything like that. I just wanted to just get mine and make sure that I was cool. So that night after seeing him do that, I was like, shit, maybe I need to try to, see if I can get on with the dude or whatever. So I was in my cell and just sitting there thinking how I was gonna do it. So first of all, I didn't even know the guard's name, so I was already on a no tolerance level with him. So I didn't even know his name. I really didn't even know him. He only worked 2 days out the week. So, like I said, I was sitting there thinking, like, dang, man, what I'm going to do? So I hollered at Rico. I was like, hey, Rico, who's that guard that worked, earlier today? And so he told me his name was Price. Now, Price was a cool ass guard after talking to Rico, and he was telling me how cool he was. He didn't really trip off anything that we was doing in this cell house. He just let us do our thing. But Mr. Price was like, like a little short dude. I mean, he wasn't built or anything like that. He looked nerdy, but he wasn't nerdy, but he looked kind of nerdy. So I asked Rico, I was like, basically he told me his name, and he gave me the rundown on how cool he was and things. So I was like, all right, maybe, he will budge, but I didn't really know it because, like I said, I didn't even really know his name or anything like that. So he basically was just telling me, the ins and outs of dude and how dude moved around there. So I was like getting a little picture idea in my head how to come at him, you know. So the next day when I get up and go to breakfast, I stopped by Bear's cell and I told him, I was like, hey man, I need to holler at you about something. Are you going to breakfast or are you staying in? And he was like, he wasn't going to breakfast. So I was like, all right. So I went to breakfast, and when I come back, I was like, when can me and you sit down and talk, And he was like, what you want to talk about, New Jack? And I was like, what I seen, that you did with Price. And he was like, what you seen? What you mean? What you seen? I said, I seen you get that tobacco from him. What else you be getting? So basically, he was just telling me, and saying that he didn't get nothing. So I was like, shit, yeah, you did. And he was like, nah, I didn't. I ain't do nothing like that. You must have seen something that you wasn't supposed to. And I was like, yeah, I seen something I wasn't supposed to, all right. I seen you get that shit. I was like, man, why don't you just help me out, man? Put me on. I ain't trying to, get a lot. I'm just trying to get a little bit. So he was like, nah, man, I don't even know what you're talking about. He just kept playing like he didn't know what I was talking about. So I was like, all right. So I go back to my cell. When I go back to my cell, I pass Rico and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Basically I just was just seeing what was going on with him, just talking to him. He was like, yeah, man, I got some more stuff, some people that's gonna get some more stuff. So I was like, yeah, I got some, because like I said, I just got them 3 pouches, saying from Bear. So when I get back in my room, I'm sitting there thinking about the conversation that me and Bear had and how he tried to blow it off and all that stuff. I was like, shit, fuck that shit. I'm going to go ahead and holler at dude, you know what I'm saying, myself, because I see right now that it ain't going to go the way that it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and holler at myself, but I was trying to think of a way that how I was going to bring it to him. So I was like, shit, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but shit, I got to do something because if he knows that I know, so he should, budge, but I didn't know. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to figure something out. So Wednesday coming is store day, so I bring, Bear his stuff like I normally do, the $25 a week to keep that on schedule. So when I get to the sale, I'm like passing the stuff to the bars, but I'm also talking to him about still trying to do that with me. Hey man, just hook me up. And he keep telling me, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, New Jack. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah, you do, man. Why you trying to play with me like that? I'm just trying to make some money just like you. And he was like, nah, ain't nobody trying to make no money off of him. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you seen or what you heard, but me and him ain't doing nothing. And I was like, shit, y'all doing something? And he was like, like, nah, we ain't doing nothing. And as of right now, I don't even want to talk about this no more. So I was like, all right, just passing the stuff through the bars and stuff to him. After I was finished, I just walked off, went back to my cell. And when I got back to my cell, like I said, it's the thinking the game again. So I started thinking again, hey, man, what I'm going to do? So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go ahead and holler at dude and see what he say. Either he going to roll with it or he ain't going to roll with it. So Saturday came. When Saturday come, I'm waiting up early in the morning for him because he get there about 6 o'clock in the morning. So I get up early too. So boom, I'm sitting there waiting on him. I'm hearing the radios and stuff going off down there, like they changing shifts. So I'm like, all right, he should be making his rounds, here in a minute. So like I said, I don't even know what to say to him because he's new. I barely even knew his name. I'm new to him, So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and see what's gonna happen. So I was looking out the mirror at the cell with the mirror like I always do, waiting on him to hit the run. But he ain't hit it, and say yeah. So I waited about 20 minutes, 30 minutes went by. I'm sitting there waiting on him to come, thinking about what I'm gonna say. But shit, I ain't really know what to say. All I can do is just ask him, was he gonna do something with me, or he wasn't. So that's all I could think of. So boom, he's coming. So my heart beating like a motherfucker because shit, I'm nervous as hell. So when he get by the cell, I say, hey, Mr. Price, how you doing this morning? Just trying to be all nice to him. He was like, I'm doing fine. He was like, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing fine. And I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he's like, what you need to talk to me about? I was like, you know, Saturday I seen something, but I ain't trying to be in your business or anything like that. But I seen something, and I know you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, nah, I don't know what you talking about. He was telling me, nah, you ain't seen nothing. I was like, yeah, I did, man, and I don't know why you trying to play with me like that. Why don't you just go ahead and, basically, put me on like you did with old boy. And he was like, I can write you up for stuff like that. And I was like, what you talking about? He was like, you basically trying to extort me, trying to make me trying to do something. I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do nothing like that. I would never do nothing like that. I'm just trying to, see if you can do something for me. And he was like, nah, I can't do nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. And he just walked off. So when I sat on the bed, I'm waiting on the police to come because I'm thinking that this motherfucker about to, have the people come and swoop me up, put me in the cell. But he didn't, all that day, he didn't really say nothing to me. I just let him walk by, every time he came by, I ain't say nothing to him. I said, well, shit, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, see what happens. So wake up again, catch him early in the morning when he first come in. Hey, what's going on with you, Mr. Price? He was like, if you're going to be talking about what you talked about yesterday, I don't want to talk about that stuff. I was like, I ain't going to talk about that. I'm just trying to, see how you doing. And he was like, yeah, you trying to play a little game with me, ain't you? I was like, nah, I ain't trying to play no game with you. I'm just trying to, make sure that everything is cool with us. He was like, yeah, everything is cool as long as you don't come up with that, what you just came up with yesterday to me. And I was like, nah, I ain't going to do that no more. So, boom. I waited till next Saturday came. When next Saturday came, I did the same thing. Stopped him at the door. Hey, how you doing this morning? Just playing a little game with him, try to fill him out. And I was like, hey, you saying you think you can give me some ice or something or anything like that? And he was like, we can't pass that out until later on. I was like, yeah, man, just go ahead and see if you can give me a little ice or something. So to my happiness, he went down there, opened the door. After he did his rounds, he opened the door. I went down there and got some ice. So I was like, shit, he let me do that. So shit, something must be good because shit, why would he let me just go get the ice at this early in the morning? And I was just playing the game anyway to see if he'll do it. So then I go back to my cell. Later on that day, he came by again, and I was on it again with him. Hey, how you doing? What's going on, man? You think that you can, you know, do something for me? And he was like, man, why you keep bringing that up to me? Basically, he's getting a little frustrated with me about it. I was like, shit, I ain't trying to, play no games with you or anything, or trying to manipulate you out of anything. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is cool with us. He said, basically, he said, yeah, everything is cool with us. I already know that. So I was like, shit, you know, just thinking of what to say to him, because I ain't really know what to say, because shit, if he ain't budging right now, that means he ain't gonna be budging. So I was like, shit, man, just go on ahead and just look me up. I said, man, shit, everybody, what I'm saying, probably can get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? If things go bad, I mean, you might as well try to make as much money as you can. And then, he looked at me kind of funny. So I was like, shit, let's see if we can do something, or just tell Bear, to give me a little extra when he does what he does. So he was like, man, I told you, man. Basically, he was just getting upset with me. So I let him walk off again. Then the next day, I was on him again, about it. Hey, how you doing? He just kept, trying to blow me off and blow me off. So I was like, shit, all right, man. After that, I was just like, fuck it, it ain't gonna budge, at all. So then the next week, that's when my grandma came and visited me. So when she come and visit me, I'm in the visiting room talking to her, and then Bear come in there to the visiting room, and I look at him like, and my grandma was like, everything's all right? And I was like, yeah, everything's all right. I was like, that's the dude, I was telling you about, that's I'm trying to do something with. And she was like, oh, are you? Basically she looking at him too. We both looking at each other and looking at him, back and forth as we talking. And shit, I was just telling her, hey, shit, this dude right here, he kind of scandalous. We be making money, but I think that he's trying to get over on me. So after the visitation, I go back, do my pass and stuff. And when I give him my pass, I'm like, hey, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Just look out for me just one time. That's all I'm asking, is just one time. One time. Just look out for me. And he's like, shit, man, I don't know what you're talking about. He kept saying he didn't know what I was talking about. So I was like, man, come on, man. I give him my pass. Boom, I go back to my cell. Now, the next day, when I wake up, I ain't get up and wait on him to come. So I just let him just walk by. So then, like probably about an hour later, a piece of paper came through the bars. Boom, a little note. So I read the note. The note said, a little Western Union, sending money to Western Union to this name right here. So I was like, all right, if you're gonna do something. He said I got to have 500, and I was like, all right. So then I ain't know what he actually was gonna get me for the 500, but he asked me for it. That was his ticket. So then when he came around, like a little bit later, probably about a couple hours after that, after lunchtime, he came back around. And when he came back around, I was like, hey, I got the little note that you sent me. He was like, oh, did you? He was like, shit, just don't be talking too much or telling everybody, what I'm saying, my business or nothing like that. He said, if I do something for you, this is what I'm gonna charge. He said, I'm gonna give you 40 packs, a bugler, and I'm gonna give you 7 of Reggie weed. So I was like, all right, what I'm saying, for 500. And he was like, yeah. So then after that, he walk off. I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, how am I gonna get this 500, for real? So I called my grandma that night to see if she had it, and she did, because like I said, she said she was going after surgery and stuff, she wasn't gonna have no money. So whatever I needed to do it right now. So I was like, all right. So after I talked to my grandma, I go back to my cell, write the little letter to her, with the Western Union number that old boy wanted me to send. So I told her, that I'd call her back Wednesday to make sure that everything got there, because it probably take about 2 or 3 days before the mail got there. I called her back Wednesday to see if everything touched down. So then Wednesday come, everything touched down. She did everything she was supposed to do. So then Wednesday store day. So when I go to Bear's cell, Bear like, oh, okay, I see how you is, New Jack. You one of them scandalous ass dudes. And I was like, man, what you talking about? He's like, man, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Why you do that shit like that? And I was like, man, I don't even know what you talking about, man. I'm playing it off now to him like, shit, man, what you talking about, man? I don't even know what you talking about. So he's like, man, you know what the fuck is going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even know why you got your hands in something that you don't even know what you get your hands into. And I was like, I ain't trying to get my hands into nothing. I don't even know what you talking about. Like I said, I'm playing the role with him the way that he played it back with me. So I walk off from my cell. I'm like, shit, man, fuck this dude. Shit, I got a little bit, from the last 3 that he gave me, that'll last me till hopefully old boy come through with me. So then, like I said, all the money and stuff came through. So then Saturday come, boom. He I guess he just do it for Barry. He ain't do nothing for me yet. I don't know why, but he ain't do nothing. So then I'm like, shit, I'm figure out how to do this. I got to go back to him and get some more because shit, if I run out, I ain't gonna really make no money and I still got to pay this motherfucker. So I go to him, get some more from him, and he started laughing at me when I come and get it. He was like, oh, shit, you didn't get nothing or nothing like that. Basically, he telling me, that he already know that, hey, I didn't get nothing. So I was thinking to myself, man, did this dude just play me? You know what I'm saying? Because why would he even tell that dude, that we even did anything? So then that made me start thinking. That's why when Price asked me what he was gonna do, he was gonna do the bugler and the weed because that's the same thing I did for Bear when I first started. So he already knew what type of page that I was on. So I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking to myself, dang, this motherfuckers, they must be playing the game because shit, why come this motherfucker ain't, bring me nothing and he supposed to already done it. So I'm like, all right, this how shit gonna go down. I'm gonna have to, maybe put my hands on Bear. So I went to talk to Rico, what I'm saying, in pain. I was like, hey man, y'all got my back if something does happen. They was like, yeah, we got your back. What I'm saying? Because they been rolling with me from the gate. So if I did anything, these are guys, what I'm saying, that I was going to be making my money with because they was already interacting with everybody. Like I said, Payne played cards, so he was on the card table all the time. So, and Rico, was in the weight pit doing this thing, and everybody, know how the weight pit is. So you got to be real careful when it comes to certain stuff like that. But they was the ones that was really helping me make the money. So I'm sitting there, like I said, I'm thinking, damn, man, what I'm saying, this motherfucker, they must be trying to play some type of game or something. So I was like, I hope it ain't nothing like that. So then when Payne come by, I was like, hey, man, what's going on? He was like, I got you, man, I got you. I got you, New Jack. And when he said New Jack, I was like, shit, him and motherfucking Bear must be talking because that's the same way Bear was talking, that New Jack shit. So I was like, they must be trying to play a game. I said, I think I just got played. And he was like, I got you, man. I got you. I got you, New Jack. He just kept saying that to me. And I was like, shit, this motherfucker must be playing some type of game or something like that. So then, like they said, the next day, I'm like, shit, hopefully he'll bring something in today. So I was like, shit, but he didn't. So I'm thinking to myself now, I'm really thinking, like, damn, they must be trying to play some type of game because it's 2 days in a row and he ain't going to be here till the following week. So what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, shit, they must be doing something. So then uh, I'm like, shit, hey man, what's going on, man? I said, man, you ain't trying to play me or nothing like that. He was like, nah, I ain't trying to play you or nothing like that. I said, everything's gonna be good. That's what he kept telling me. So I was like, all right, man, So then I go back to Bear, on Wednesday, to pay him is $25. Cause like I said, I'm still rolling with him, still getting a 3, for the 100 because shit, if everything go bad or whatever, I still can, keep my flow going, but I also gonna bust this motherfucking nigga's head, you know what I'm saying, for playing me out my shit. Or we gonna tear this motherfucker up for something. So I'm like, all right, so I get the stuff. So I pay Bear off his stuff, go back to my cell. I'm thinking to myself, damn, these motherfuckers don't play me. or did something. So while I'm sitting there, like I said, I already don't holler at Rico and Payne to see if the niggas got my back, because I know it's about to go down. I'm like, hey man, it's probably about to go down if it's Saturday, if something don't come through for me. And they was like, shit, what you talking about? They trying to figure out what I'm talking about. But like I said, I ain't talking to them about nothing that I'm doing with Payne. So I ain't gonna even tell them what's going on with it or nothing like that. So I'm telling them, it might go down Saturday if nothing comes through for me. And they're like, all right, we'll be ready. I was like, all right, so everything's going to be cool. So, I mean, we doing our thing, all three of us hustling. I got them, working. For me, I give them, saying some of the bugler, maybe a pouch. They split it. The women, they make their money, and I make sure that they pay me back the money to keep everything going. So, like I said, I had a little system going on with those two guys. So it was all working out for me. I just needed to make sure that I got something kind of big to where all three of us can move through this motherfucker. I mean, I wasn't trying to be no big dope dealer or anything like that, or tobacco slanger or whatever you want to call it. All I was doing was just trying to make my money to make sure that everything was going to be all right, because all I had was my grandma on my side. So, like I said, I'm talking to them, telling them if it don't go down Saturday, hey man, you just put your boots on and be ready. So Saturday come, and when Saturday come, I'm like early in the morning, I'm up at this motherfucking door waiting on this motherfucker to come by. When he come by, I'm like, hey man, what's up, man? He said, it's all good. I'm like, all right, and when he said that, I started smiling, sitting back on my bunk. But shit, I wanted all good to be like he went to go get the ice for me. But shit, he waited and waited and waited and waited. And then finally, like I said, the same time that when I seen him drop the stuff the first time, that's the same time that he called me. And when he called me, I came out the room, boom, thinking that, smiling and shit, hey, it's about to go down, come out with my little laundry bag, so people think that I'm probably taking my laundry to the laundry car to throw it in there, but really I'm about to go put something in that motherfucker. So I come down with my little laundry bag, and when I get in there, it's me and Bear up in there. So I'm like, shit, damn, what the fuck is going on? I thought we was gonna do this shit, all by ourselves. How are we gonna do it? So then basically Price sit down and talk to us. He was like, I only can bring 10 in at a time, but I can give you 5 and him 5. And tomorrow, if I can bring it in again, I'm going to give y'all 5 and 5 again. That way y'all both have y'all 10, And Barry was like, hey, man, but you normally give me, 20, And he was like, I can't do it like that. I only can bring 10 in at a time. So Barry was like, shit, either you gonna deal with it or you ain't. And then he was like, on that other stuff, he said, I ain't gonna have that till tomorrow. So just be ready for that tomorrow when I bring it to you. He said, I'm gonna come by your cell. I'm gonna drop that off to you since it ain't too big. So I was like, all right. So then, boom, the next I get this stuff, I put it in my bag, go back up to my room. And when I go back to my room, they got to sit there and break that shit down on the bed, with my back turned towards the cell to where can't nobody see me. Break that, look at that shit. I'm smiling like a motherfucker. Here it is. I got 5 of them. Shit, I'm looking at a little 250, easy. So I'm like, shit, and if he keep doing it on a regular basis like that, shit, that's 250, that's 500 a week. So shit, I could be able to pay my grandma back and, also be able to make some money too. So as soon as I got that shit, like I said, I was looking at that shit on the bed. I'm like, all right, so this is how we gonna do it. So I was like, shit, like I do as normal, boom, get my boys, a half a pouch, a piece. But this time, I gave them the whole thing, because shit, it's on now. I was like, shit, if I get 3 more tomorrow, 5 more tomorrow, I mean, shit, it's gonna be all good, because I only hit, like I said, after I gave them the 2, I hit the 3. That's what I meant to say. But shit, I was like, shit, it's gonna be going down. So like I said, when I gave it to them, like I said, we're gonna move around this little compound, and if I get this other stuff, tomorrow, it's gonna be even better, because now I can sell that stuff in bulk versus selling it, trying to do it in the joints and stuff. And I can go first start off, with Meat Man, to see if he can kind of put me on and stuff. So I'm like, all right. So everything, like I said, when he gave me this stuff the next day, boom, I get it. He come up to the cell, you know, hit on the bars, boom, 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 boom. I get up, you know what I'm saying? Because now I ain't got to get up early in the morning and fuck with him like that no more. I can just wait on. So I'm doing my thing now. So I wait on him to hit the bars on me, boom. I get up, get the stuff, boom, looking at that stuff. Now I got to think about where I'm going to hide all this stuff at. So I was like, shit, I'm going to go ahead, get this. I got some Tone soap. So I put the what you call it in the Tone soap, and I put the tobacco, inside my mattress. I'm sitting like that for a minute because, like I said, I only had 3. So with all together, I had probably about 5 because, like I said, I get the 3 from Bear, and I still have to pay him the $25. You know what I'm saying? The Wednesday. So, but shit, I got enough now to where shit, I ain't even really studying his 25. His $25 gonna come so motherfucking fast. Shit, I'm gonna be right on point. So, like I said, boom, I get the other stuff. I put it in the tone box. I'm hiding that. Hopefully, I can get away for a long time. Like I said, I probably only been at this time, probably going on 8 months at this time. Cause I know I ain't been there a year yet, but I was starting to get things in motion, probably about 8 months. So, like I said, me, Rico, and Payne, we was just knocking that stuff off. They was, like I said, they was cards, and they played in the weight pit all the time. So when they did what they did, they was also making money, for us. So we was everybody was making some money, everybody was eating good. I don't know if they was eating like I was eating, but they was eating good. But they was always asking me, hey man, how you getting all this stuff in? How you doing this? But I ain't never tell them how I was doing it. And like I said, me and Price didn't really hang out like that too much. He already knew what he had to do, and he was gonna bring that stuff in. Like I said, he was gonna bring 40 of them in. So we already knew what he was gonna bring in. He already brought the other stuff in. All he had to do was bring the rest in, and we was just knocking that stuff off left and right. Every Saturday and Sunday, boom, he be like clockwork. Right before he leave, he make sure he give it to us. He ain't never give it to us while we was there. He give it to us like when he's leaving. I don't know why he did it like that, but that's how he did it. But every time, I was like, shit. Boom, after a while, we was knocking that shit off left and right, left and right, left and right every weekend until, the 40 ran out, and then I had to get some more money. But shit, I made some money to where I can probably do it again. But I don't think I did it again after that. But I think I got transferred. Like I said, if you go into the penitentiary without a little support system, you might have to do something that you don't even want to do. I didn't want to do none of that stuff like that. I just wanted to just do my time and go home. But I didn't really have no money to kind of live in there. So I just had to do what I had to do. I mean, who would have knew that I would have run into something like that? I didn't know that I would have run into anything like that. So I was just, shocked as probably the person that seen it. When they dropped that shit, they was shocked. So like I said, when you go to the penitentiary, you got to make sure that you got a good support system and make sure that the people that's out on the street got your back. Because if you don't, you might end up having to come in there and do some stuff that could get you some more time in there. I could have easily got some more time if the police would have ever caught on to what I was doing. But like I said, the police, got certain things that they do, certain ways that they move, certain ways that they look out for you, certain ways that they don't look out for you. So you just have to be real careful when you're in those type of situations. Either you gonna run with it or you ain't gonna run with it. I mean, who would have thought that the person that was actually hooking me up was the person that was actually had everything, that had all type of motion going on. I didn't know that that man was moving that stuff like that and had that guard doing that stuff like that. All I knew was that he was the one that came to my cell because he was a porter at that time, and asked me to hook him up. So when I did my thing with him. I mean, he turned me on to a lot of stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, man. I'll do it. I got the little money, what I'm saying, off the top. Did it for him. He put me on a little schedule when it came to me paying him to where it wasn't hard on me, but it was hard on me because I felt like he was doing some shicey ass shit to me. But in reality, he was just making his money just like I just wanted to make my money. So like I said, when you go in there, you got to make sure that you got good people on your side and that you ain't burning no bridges on the street, because a lot of dudes, they burn a lot of bridges on the street, and then and when they get in situations like this, they wonder why people don't really fuck with them like that. I mean, a lot of people didn't really fuck with me. None of my friends on the street did anything for me, and a lot of stuff that I did for them, a lot of dope that I actually fronted them to actually make them some money, or they knew people that had the right price to make the money. I mean, none of them niggas, you know what I'm saying, looked out for me. Yeah, they probably did a lot of crazy ass shit to me, and realized that, hey, after that, I ain't fuck with them when I got out, because I ain't fuck with a lot of people when I got out the penitentiary, because once I started hustling, a lot of things changed, you know what I'm saying, for me. I started, looking at people differently, because once you start hustling, the people that you hustling with really ain't your friends. I mean, most people think that the niggas that you hustling with on the side is your friends, but they ain't your friends, because if they was your friends, they'll be in the same position as you in. They wouldn't be trying to ask for fronts. They wouldn't be trying to, have you get in your pockets so that you can give something to them. Most people don't think like that. Why people always have friends and stuff. I mean, when you have friends, you also, got to spend money when it comes to that. So you have to look at everything. You just can't look at, hey, he's my friend at this time, but then you got to realize, shit, your friends is the people that you're going to have to spend your money with. They going to need you to do this. They going to need you to do this, help you pay the rent, help you pay the bills, help you do this. But then you got to also think, hey, this got to change. You can't always be in my pockets. When am I going to get in your pockets? But the people don't think like that. The niggas that always want to get in your pockets never want you to get in their pockets. So you got to really be mindful of stuff like that when it comes to people, and how you roll with people, so that you don't burn bridges. All you want to do is just keep it real with somebody. You don't want to, try to make them look better than you or downgrade them or anything. You just want them to make the money the same way that you made your money, and everybody be happy. So y'all niggas stay up, man, and hopefully y'all keep subscribing and keep everything going. I'm trying my best to keep from not saying, well, you know what I'm saying. It's really hard, but it's hard, but I'm working on it. So y'all just keep working with me and keep subscribing and keep viewing what I'm doing. Y'all stay up. This your boy Fats and them checking out one more time. Peace.